women over 40 are having more babies than teen moms for the first time in history. What do you think about that?
I mean, they gotta be really forthcoming with the numbers, because that's not these numbers is not very high numbers in the grand scheme of things, because you don't want to push the narrative that women should wait till their 40s to have babies when it's going to be high risk pregnancy, because not everybody can do it. Like, women feel like when one woman can do it, they all can do it. It's like, nah, like this situation may be you know what I'm saying, a special case, but it's not going to be for everyone. So it shouldn't be something that they push this narrative for, because it's like high risk and could be a whole bunch of complications and a whole bunch of stuff that you don't want to deal with later on down the road. So I would not advise that at all. Like,
Mhm,
it just, health wise, I don't think it seems as a great idea to do.
mhm. I kind of see what's going on because I had this discussion off camera with somebody prior to. It was actually one of my friend's wife. And, well, I had a discussion with him and his wife, and it's one of them things that this is a very rare thing where women who are 40 and over are having more children than ever. But like you said, it's a tricky mindset to put that out there to seem like that's the thing to do. Like you said, it's very high risk. On both sides, I do see it for the benefits on men and women, but not 40s. 20s and your 20s for both, especially for men. Men in our 20s, we have to work. We have to find a way to make money, and not just make money, save our money and realize the value of money. Learning to have our own, learning how to budget. Those are the things that men in their 20s need to learn how to do. But because women are most prime physically in their 20s, they're not necessarily going to benefit from a guy that's in their 20s. They're going to benefit from a guy who's in his late 30s, 40s, and even early 50s. Because at that age, those are the guys who really have their situation together. They went through their growing pains in all phases of life. So most women is more ideal for most women to have children in their 20s. But for guys who are in their 20s looking to have children, that's going to be very scary because you ain't going to have the funds unless you're dealing with a woman who's going to build with you, or you just going to go through the gamut like a lot of us did. Like, I have my daughter at 18, and it wasn't easy. So I mean, that's like the new thing where women are being told, have hot girl summers, have a 305 summer, go crazy. And then when you get to your late 30s and 40s, yeah, somebody gonna be there waiting for you with open arms to impregnate you. It's just a wild concept to make it seem like that's a real thing.
Especially when the abortion rate is at all-time high, and then on top of that, the clothing that women wear is it's corrosive and toxic. The majority of women wearing these spandex where they have forever chemicals in it, and then y'all wearing it around the most important organ in your body. And now they're telling you, hey, wait until you're 40, so that way your organs are gonna be rotted from the clothes you're wearing. And you know what I'm saying? So by the time you're 40, you can't even have kids. So they're trying to get you in all different angles and stuff.
Mhm.
These are not my words. These is coming from the experts telling you that Lululemon and all these spandex have forever chemicals in the spandex, in the clothes itself, that seep into your body. So you want to keep wearing spandex, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? It's the everything is messed up all around you. So it's very important to have knowledge of self and understand what's going on. Like,
Mhm.
real facts.
And what's crazy? Like, they got them forever chemicals in their body, especially that love thing down below, and God's gonna munch on that. So now you licking the forever chemicals, and you know what I'm saying, and doing your thing when you down there, fellas. You know what I'm saying? So be careful on the type of woman that you choose and the decisions that she makes, even for what she puts in her body and what she wears outside of her body. Because if there's ever chemicals in these spandex, which a lot of women choose to wear all the time, and they just wear it without the proper in between. You know, when you're going down there, you're gonna be swallowing some chemicals, licking some chemicals. So that's also a thing as well too. I mean, at the end of the day, this is not a great idea for most women to look at. Okay, I could go crazy in my 20s, and then when I hit my late 30s, I'm gonna find somebody, and then I'm gonna settle down and have a family in my 40s. Yeah, that's not the move, ladies. One, the health risk is gonna be very high. They're not saying that this stuff is more so case to case, but it is a fact that more women are having more children in their 40s than the teenage women of this era. But that could all change. They had said it in the chat. Shout out to T Bones. He said there's more one night stands basically than ever before, which is very true. Most times when you meet a woman now, you're just trying to get it popping. You're not even trying to build with her just because of the mentality of dating. But look how scary that is, where most women or some women is going to think this is the new move.
I mean, they all cooked. That's their mindset. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And then the one night stand thing, that's women allowing that. So again, that's women controlling that side of the market. Men control marriage, women control access to, you know what I'm saying, to them. So if there's a lot more one night stands, that's because women are allowing it. And because they're allowing that, there's less people marrying because men are not seeing no marriage material women out there to marry.
Hmm.
So
And let's keep it real, ladies. The ladies that's in the chat, like, I know y'all get horny, so y'all gonna bust some drawers down. I already know that. You know what I'm saying? Other men know that, but we're saying also be very aware of your actions or how you move, because again, you don't want to have an unnecessary health situation when you don't have to go through that. Have your children early. Deal with the guy that you're going to deal with. Don't have hot girl summers, because your value is going to go less and less. And I know some women will say, "Well, I hear that all the time." If you hear it, then it's true. If a guy see you, or a guy knows that you've been with several guys, he's not going to jump at the chance to wife you. We're no longer in the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s when you watch a movie and they throw that trope in there, like, yeah, you could be a hooker on the street like in Pretty Woman, and he's going to see the value in her, and she's going to ride off in the sunset with a millionaire. Yeah, he loves her. That's not real life, ladies. And this right here is not real life as well. Not a great decision for women to have children in their 40s. So beware of those decisions, ladies. All right, moving on to our next segment. This segment is brought to you by Bravo Section. Make sure you go to bigbravosection.com. Again, bigbravosection.com. You could buy dope photography, or if you're in the Miami area, you could book a session with one of the best photographers in the world. Again, it starts at Big Bravo.